Republican Congressman Darrell Issa, the richest man in Congress, said that America's poor are the envy of the world. Really, Darrell? And please, tell us how you would know that. Because Darrell's net worth in 2013 was $448.4 million, according to the Center for Responsive Politics. It stems from a car alarm business that he built. Good on him for building that, but correct me if I'm wrong, you don't know a thing about being poor in this country when you have $448.4 million. Now, asked by CNN in an interview whether he feels personally responsible to address income inequality in the United States, the Republican congressman, he's from California, by the way, said, absolutely. But he noted that America is the richest country on earth and implied that those in poverty here are better off than those in than the poor in other nations. In particular, he said the following, Nick. He said, if you go to India or you go to any number of other third world countries, you have two problems. You have greater inequality of income and wealth. You also have less opportunity for people to rise from the have-not to the have. I take umbrage with his first point because, according to the World Bank's Gini coefficient that measures income inequality in all countries, India ranks better than the United States. They actually are better than we are in this. So, Darrell Issa, you are decidedly incorrect when it comes to that. Now, in fairness, what he was probably, I don't want to put words in his mouth, dare I say something wrong, but he might have been referring to quality of life. And if that's the case, sure, the question as to whether is it better to be a poor person in America versus a poor person in India, sure, maybe that's, you could say that. But, you know, you're a congressman, don't mince words. Let's actually state fact. And as stated fact, India is better than us.
And nobody ever wants to hear a man who's filthy rich talk about the poor and kind of say, oh, it's not that bad for whatever reason, because it's just ridiculous. I mean, what's sad is, though, that he's part of Congress. If he was just any old rich guy, for example, not long ago we heard how Mark Cuban came out and was talking about student loans and was saying, well, student loans are good because that keeps the kids working. It pushes them owing $35,000. That's good. That'll push you to work. Oh, shut up. That's a lot of money. $35,000 is nothing for Mark Cuban. But he's the owner of a
$35,000 is not much for debt, right?
Just
Most
as an
people
example.
have way more than that. All
True.
I'm doing is backing up your point, which is to say it's brutal.
Right, but all I'm saying, though, is Mark Cuban owns a basketball team. Whatever, who cares if he says stupid shit? We know he's out of touch. We know he's out of touch, but when it's a congressman who's that out of touch, that's kind of different.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's never going to question where his next meal is coming from. He's never going to have to question the safety and security of his neighborhood. He doesn't comprehend that. We are fortunate enough to be in that same position. How I feel, personally, how dare he say that America's poor are the envy of the world? Not to mention the fact that let's say, sure, he's right. Does that mean we shouldn't make their lives better? Does that mean we shouldn't try to make our society more equal so that we are an example to other countries? That's sort of the part of it that I really resent, right? Okay, we can go back and forth as to whether or not that's true if our poor really are the envy, fine. But the issue or the implication there, he sort of is implying, well, we don't have to change that much because they're already in a better position. No, that's unacceptable. We should always be working toward equality, and that's where I take further issue with what he said.
I completely agree with you, and just that very fact, a millionaire, multi-millionaire sitting there talking about the poor, it just doesn't sound right. No matter how right or wrong he is, he cannot comment on things like that, especially, it just comes off as derogatory no matter how he says it, and condescending, even though he's probably not trying to. He's just so out of touch, and unfortunately in this country we have so many politicians who are so much power, yet so out of touch.
Totally.
That's just the way it is.
So tell us in the comments down below, rich or poor, how do you feel about the comments that Congressman Issa made? We look forward to reading them. Thank you, as always, for watching, and please remember to subscribe to Lip TV too.